car's running all right. On the way there, I did have a engine warning light, which I've cleared, but I'm going to see if it's still there on ECU. And the only other thing that was a bit strange, that felt like the handbrake was on a bit. So either I've got a sticking caliper, or yeah, just a strange one. Maybe he's had to tighten the handbrake cable to get it through the MOT, or done me some kind of favour there, but it's left it a bit high. Don't know. And then what else was there? There was quite a lot of vibration going from the steering wheel. I need to have a look at that. Seems more than usual. When you're stationary and it's the engine moving the steering column up and down, I can understand that, but when you're going and there's a bit of right left going on, it's either all my wheel weights are off, which I think they're still in place, hard to see, but I think they're either fallen off, which is one possibility, or I've got some other issues. So let's look at that. I think I found my issue. It's incredibly hard to turn this wheel, so that will need to come off, and the back one, handbrake's obviously down. It's obviously easy, so got a problem with that caliper somewhere along the way. Right, and this one, easy, and this front one, hard to turn again. Weird. Can't think both these calipers would have gone out at the same time. Even after the brakes are cooled down, they're still quite tough to turn. You know, you can move them, but I think what's happened is this caliper has basically started to bind. It said that on the MOT as well, so must be the case. Good news is I've actually got some spare calipers, so I can just use those, and then once I've taken these off, I'm going to rebuild these, and they'll either go back on here or I'll put them on the CRX anyway. So first thing I'm going to do is obviously just take the wheel off. I'm going to go and grab the other caliper as well, and I've got it on axle stands, and then I'm going to do just a quick switch over of the brake line there and put it straight into the other caliper so I don't lose too much fluid. Right, these are the calipers I'm going to have a go at replacing them with. Someone's done a job doing all the red paint that's obviously coming off now. Doesn't matter. And then they look a little bit different, but I think similar enough. The size looks the same. So what I'm going to do is just quickly knock off the two 17 mils, one there and then one down there, caliper bolts, and just hang the caliper out of the way and just quickly put this caliper to see if it's going to work and it's the right fitment. Those two 17 mils are out, and then I'm just going to pry this out of the way using a screwdriver. You can see not a lot of force, and just back this off and hang it up with a bungee. Just got them mocked up and they look like they're going to fit fine. And you notice it's got a bit of a curve there, which means you don't actually have all of the braking surface being touched. So just take the old pads out. I'm just going to move them out the way like that. There's one, and then this one. It's a bit more stuck. I'll just push that out with a hammer probably. Just put it down like that and then just crack the back of it with a hammer, and that will knock that out. Right, I've wound the piston right way back just using the tool. You've probably seen me do it loads of times before, but it's quite a basic thing to do, just with that large adjustable there, and just push the whole thing home so you can see the pistons right the way back. These calipers really aren't in the best of states and probably need rebuilding in themselves, but I'm going to whack them on for now because I bought paint and everything to get these done nicely, so I don't really want to mess with these now when I'm going to rebuild the whole things anyway. And I don't really want to rebuild these because, you know, they're just covered in paint and stuff. I think these are going to be an easier job. It's not really ideal, but it'll be fine for now, and at least these still have brake fluid in them, so I'm hoping the pistons, even though the look of them isn't very good, that the pistons will be okay for now to run the car. Right, that side's done. Had to skip ahead a bit because my battery died in camera. So now I'm back round to the side. Done the same thing as before. Got the piston wound back to base, which is there. This really isn't going to be my finest bit of work, but I've taken the bolts out of here, so this is released now, and I'm just going to pop this up here and then get this caliper in place. So these are the ones that came off. These are Lucas calipers, and this is the kind of size of brake pad that was on it, and these are the ones on these red ones. See, they're quite different. I'm not really sure what car these are coming from, but they're also Lucas. I'm going to have to look at the part number. Here we go. 6607. But I need to, there's another part number here, but they might be from a slightly different model or something, but it's just pretty weird that the pads are completely different. But I'm going to whack these on now. I've got one pad in place, just whack the other one, put it back in here as well. And like I say, these are only temporary calipers. I'm not doing the full thing of sorting everything out with them or whatever, because I'm going to sort these ones out and bang them back on. This is just so the car's still a roller. Got the whole thing back on now, so I'm just going to bleed up. So I've got the one-man bleeding tool, and then just make sure this is topped up with the brake fluid, a few pumps, and close it off. Check we've got a pedal. You can see the bubbles coming out, so then obviously as you do that you lose brake fluid, so you're just going to make sure you're topped up. And I'm going to do 5 pumps, top it up, 5 pumps, top it up, and I'll do that about 3 times. Hopefully I shouldn't see any more bubbles coming out. So second set of pumps, smaller bubbles now. Third set, do one more set and hopefully there'll be no bubbles at all. That's what you want, no bubbles in the line. Then you can just simply just tighten that, get it off there, pinch with your fingers this, be careful not to get it in your eyes. So then that runs down, and then I just put this pipe back in with the spanner. Just place the pipe back in, ready for you next time that you'll be doing it. So these kits come, it's got a little one-way valve in there, come with just a tiny little bottle. I just put it in this big bottle, drill a hole in the top, and you've got a massive vat of old brake fluid, and you just get rid of it. So that's all done. Need another cap. I've got this broken cap. I'll put it on for the sake of it, so I'm going to stay on. So I need some more caps. That's it. I'm just going to place the wheel back on, but first of all, I'll check a good hard brake pedal. If you don't, you've got air in your line, then you've got issues. So that's good, feels good. So that's it, all on the deck, all that's tightened up. Final thing remains is just make sure that level is topped up. So there's the minimum line, that's the maximum line. So you can see it needs a bit more. I'll put it up to about there, and that's it. And then I'll have to obviously go out and see if I get the same issue of these brakes binding after a while. But either way, I'm going to rebuild the other ones, and that will happen in a future video.